Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is our lecture number 23 of our course Object-Oriented Programming for class BS SE second. In this class, we will discuss, these are the topic of our lecture. We will discuss the polymorphism, the virtual function, the programming example of polymorphisms and virtual functions. So, our first topic is polymorphism. What is polymorphism? Polymorphism means one thing with several distinct forms. One thing will represents the many different forms, or we can say that one interface, multiple methods can be access one interface, multiple methods using one interface. Interface is one, door is one, while it is open in many different rooms. One interface with multiple methods. That is, a general class of operation can be accessed in the same fashion, even through the specific action associated with each operation may differ. That is, there will be many classes. A general class of operation can be accessed in the same fashion, even through the specific action associated with each operation may differ. There are many classes. Each class has a function with different methodologies, but it will be accessed with the same fashion as the other class function is accessed. In C++, polymorphism is supported both as runtime and a compile time. What is runtime polymorphism and what is compile time polymorphism? Operator and function overloading, which we have discussed in our previous chapters. The operator overloading chapter, operator and the function overloading. Operator overloading and the function overloading are the example of compile time polymorphism. During compilation, the computer attach the address of overloaded function or the overloaded operator with that specific location of the main program, and during execution or processing, it jumps to those addresses and call the respective function. Such as an association is called compile time polymorphism, while here we are discussing the runtime polymorphism, that is the virtual function. Today we will discuss virtual function and the derived classes, which we have discussed here in the chapter of inheritance. The virtual function and the derived classes gave birth the runtime polymorphism. This is a new kind of polymorphism, runtime polymorphism, which is developed using these two techniques, that is virtual functions and derived classes technique. With the help of virtual function derived classes techniques, we will get the runtime polymorphism mechanism. What are virtual function? Virtual function. Runtime polymorphism is achieved through the use of derived types and virtual function. A virtual function is a function that is declared as a virtual in the base class. This function, because we have discussed the term overriding. We have discussed the term overriding. That is one. We discuss the different function with the same name in the derived and the base classes. This is called function overriding. So, a virtual function is a function that is declared as a virtual in the base class, and this is overridden function, that is the same with the same name. Another function will exist in its base class and redefined in one or more derived classes. That function is redefined with the same name in their derived classes. If there is one derived class, so it will be redefined in that derived class, and if there are more than one derived classes, then it will be redefined in all the derived classes, which the function which belongs to base class with the keyword virtual. That function will be redefined in the derived classes. Virtual functions are special because when one is accessed using a pointer of the base class to an object of the derived class, C++ determines which functions to call at runtime. During runtime, this attachment or this association is occur during runtime, that is during the execution time, based on the type of object pointed to. The pointers point to object during runtime, and though that object call the function of its own class. Thus, when different objects are pointed to, different versions of virtual functions are executed. During execution one by one, we attach the different object to that pointer, and then that pointer accordingly access the different types of functions from different classes. This attachment is called polymorphism, runtime polymorphism. We will understand it in detail in the succeeding slides during program code example. Virtual functions continue. Virtual function is declared as virtual inside the base class by preceding its declaration with the keyword virtual. We write the keyword virtual before the function name. However, when a virtual function is redefined by a derived class, the keyword virtual need not be repeated, although it is not an error to do so. If we write the keyword virtual with the function name of derived classes, then there will be no error. But there is no need to write the keyword virtual in the derived classes. Only the base class need the keyword virtual with that function which we are going to redefine in the derived classes. Having a consistent interface with multiple implementation is important because runtime polymorphisms give us this facility, that is multiple implementation. Different methods of the derived classes are attached with a consistent or the same kind of interface. This is an important technique because it helps the programmer handle increasingly complex program. For example, when we develop a program, all objects we derived from a particular base class are accessed in the same general way, in same command. This thing we will discuss in the programming example, and you will understand more in the program code when we will develop the program code. Even if we specify an action different from one derived class to next derived class, all the derived class will specify their own actions, their own operations. Programming example of polymorphism, and this is a base class having a virtual functions, hash include divestream, hash include conjugate attach, class first, this is base class. In the public section we have a virtual function void display. It will display a message, welcome to base class. This is a virtual function, and with the name void display we will have our derived classes will also have a function with the name void display. This is called interface. This name with this name all the derived classes will have their own function and functionality. Suppose we have a class second publicly derived from the first. First is the base class, and base class has a function void display with keyword virtual, and it has a message welcome to base class. While class second, this is a derived class which is publicly attached with the first base class. In this public section we have redefined the void display. Void display is here in base class. We are redefined here in derived class. Count welcome to second class, and here this void display will display the message welcome to second class. We have another class third, which is publicly attached with the base class first, and void display we are redefined void display here. Why we are redefined? Because it has its own message welcome to third class. this is not welcome, the message is not welcome to base class, but it is welcome to third class, its own message. So we have redefined the void display, which is the virtual function in the base class, while it is not here the virtual function, but we have redefined it here. This function has its own functionality, own message. These are three classes. Here we have main program. In main program, firstly we will create a pointer. Pointer is a variable which store the address of another variable, or here, because we are creating this pointer with a class, so pointer is an object which will keep the address of another object. So first class f, we will actually create a pointer of base class. We can create simple object of base class, many objects of base class, but we will create a single pointer of base class for implementing the technique of polymorphism. So p is a pointer, it has a address, while in this memory we will store the address of f, we will store the address of s, we will store the address of t. So this pointer will store the address of different objects in its memory. First f, second s, and third t. These are three objects. F, s, and t are the objects which have their own addresses, location address, while pointer is another variable which has its own address and memory. P and f. Using this command, p and f, address of f. What is the address of f? Address of f is 2000. So we are going to assign the address of as 2000 to p. So p contains 2000 in its memory. And when we will, computer will call this p display function, the controller will jump to p display. What is the address in the memory of p? The address is 2000. So this command will jump to the address of first class void display function. So control will jumps to first class void display function, and the message will be displayed welcome to base class. So this message will be out on the screen, output welcome to base class. While the control, after execution of this function, the control will jump back to main program and it will execute this command p and s. That is, s object is going to store its address 3000 in the memory of p. P contains 3000 using this command, and when the computer will execute this command p display. Now p contains the address of s objects. P contains the address of s object. That is why it will jump to the second class display function. This is the second class display function, and here welcome to second class. This message will be displayed. Output welcome to second class. This message will be displayed. After execution of this message, the computer will jump back to main program and it will execute this statement p is equal to nt. Now we are going to store the address of t object in the memory of p. Address of t object is 4400, which we want to store in the memory of p. Memory of p is this one. Here we have stored the 400, and when the computer will execute this command, the p contains the address of t object. So it will jump to t object display function. When we will execute this p display, it will jump to t object, the t class display function. This is t class, third class display function, and this display function executed welcome to third class. This message output will display welcome to third class. After execution of this message, control will jump back to main program. In this main program, we we discuss this section. P display, P display, P display. These are three statements. These are look like the same abstraction: P display, P display, P display, but every time they execute different functions of different classes. This thing is called polymorphism. This is interface. P display is interface, P display is interface, P display interface. But their action, the message for this P display, the computer will display, it is the base class. Base class message is different from the message of this command. This command will display, this is the welcome to second class, where this message of this command is different from this, and this command will display that this, welcome to third class. So different messages are displayed using only the single interface. This is single, the same interface. Same interface, multiple methods using this interface. Different method of first class will be executed using this command at this position, and the second class display method, and at this position third class display method will be executed. So if we redefine the polymorphism. Polymorphism means one thing with several distinct forms. One thing, P display, one thing with several distinct forms. Different methods are attached with this this kind of statement. Or we can say that one interface, multiple methods. This is interface, one interface. Same way we are calling with the same name. Here we are calling the function. We are calling the function with the same name, but the different functions are executed. So we can say that one interface, multiple methods. That is, a general class of operation can be accessed in the same fashion. Class of operation. There are three operations. More than one operation is called class of operation. Class of operation can be accessed with the same fashion. Accessed in the same fashion, even though the specific action associated with each operation may differ. So specific action of different method is different. That is, they display the different kind of messages. This was an example of simple example of polymorphism. This was the end of our lecture number 23. And in next lecture, Allah Hafiz, in next lecture we will discuss the